Acceptance. I'm looking to promote acceptance, and instead of challenging ideas that are outside of your sphere of experience, you accept them first and you digest them, and then maybe you make a decision on it. But really, the world is no more combative than it was 2 centuries ago or anything like that. But it is time to try to move forward out of like this adolescence. And so, I would love to be a positive voice. I mean, I think I am a positive voice, and it's just about having a megaphone on that and using a language that people can understand. It's what comes natural to me. It's what the type of filmmaking that I like doing is the type of films that I like to watch.
Get out. Wait.
I want to feel pressure against my blade while you do. If you move away an inch, I will slit you open. So you better move slow.
All right, can I go now?
You can go now.
What is Refuge? That film? Well, it's about a man seeking self-acceptance in this case, and a lot of people don't accept themselves. And he did do something wrong. He lied, and he lied to someone he loved, and he cheated on her. And he has this journey across Iowa where he's trapped in a car with his conscience, and he has to deal with that. And so you see the man go through all these different paths, and trying to find a path where he can let himself or allow himself to forgive oneself to move on. The strongest analogy that I'm trying to make in Refuge, that will still take some time to mature, is that we live our lives non-linearly. We have memories that we draw back from years later, and maybe we become obsessed with this one memory when we see our ex-girlfriend. We think about it for like 3 days, and then it goes away for another 3 years, and then this childhood memory kind of pops in, and we live those out. We live those out in our present day, all these memories in a non-linear fashion. And so I don't understand fundamentally why stories should be told in a linear fashion. It doesn't make sense to me. But telling things non-linearly is very difficult. And that's probably why it's not done very often. As far as other artists who do it successfully or unsuccessfully, a lot of my primary influence as a filmmaker is Andrei Tarkovsky. I'm very transparent about that. He tells things non-linearly and very spiritually. You take on the opposite, another filmmaker I like, I'm not trying to be pragmatic about it, but when you look at Christopher Nolan's non-linear work, that doesn't inspire me the same way, because it is so archetypically linear. It uses the same structure as every other Hollywood film. He simply places things in a different order. And so it's a nice little bridge between the linear storytelling and the non-linear storyteller, but it's not one that really excites me. And you take a film like Memento, you compare it to Gaspar Noé's Irreversible, and it's a world of difference with what they're trying to accomplish by telling a film backwards. And so it's not really a choice. It's just, if I'm going to make compelling work, it has to be at least up to the people that I admire. And that stuff is really honest. And it goes back to our new media thing, where engaging your audience, part of that is you have to be honest with them now. You have to be honest with them now, and there's nothing, there's less of a wizard's cloak. One tangential thing on that, about this sort of wizard's cloak and the artist is working behind the scenes. I do worry about a loss of mystery, and when I think about what 70s artists did, like you take Led Zeppelin, and there's such a mysterious lifestyle they led, and that's part of what sold their records. And I wonder if that's just gone, or if it's now the new mystery is this honesty, because you can never get to fully know anybody, even if you spend all your time with them. And so maybe we're just getting more sophisticated about it. I don't know, but it's sort of what I have to do to make the movies that I want to make. Every season I do a short, and the shorts just try to record the 4 elements, earth, water, wind, fire, and build a narrative out of it. And that's always a giveaway for free on Vimeo, and try to put it on Vimeo channels and things like that. And it's just about trying to build a narrative out of things that are not implicitly narrative, but things that are implicitly beautiful. And so I'm really concerned about the framing and things like that. And part of it is an exercise for me, and part of it is, again, trying to make films that I'd like to watch, right? So that is always free. I'm working on Winter right now. Has it driven a lot of people to my site? No. Has it gotten me anywhere, like professionally? No. Artistically, yes. Professionally, no. But it was funny. I just saw this guy's video. I think he was an established filmmaker. The guy in New York that did the video after this blizzard, Jamie Stewart. Yeah, and then Ebert, tweeted this, and it's very, very similar to what I do. I mean, that's, the guys get stuck in the snow, here's the narrative, build it up. The editing is different than what I do. But the Jamie Stewart piece was really interesting because it really shows a couple things. One, his pieces are similar to mine, but that piece was very timely. Right? America cares that the East Coast got hit by a blizzard, and it's really interesting that New York is under all this snow. In Peoria, if Peoria gets hit by snow, no one cares anymore what happens in Peoria. And so timeliness, this blizzard. 2, location still matters, the source still matters. And 3, the megaphone still matters. Would it be the same thing if Ebert wouldn't have had written the column on it? Obviously not. So that's part of the uphill battle of giving it away for free. Is it's not just about, as you open the interview with, it's not just about creating something and then putting it out there, and then if you build it, they will come. You have to have some way of sharing it, some way of putting it out there in people's laps, and they can choose whether or not they're going to take the 4 minutes to watch it, which is a long time, and if they have time that day, right? and then if they want to share it, and then if they have somebody that is listening to them. So truth floats though, right? And so the good stuff goes to the top eventually.